एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। धन धन गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी महाराज, धन गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब सच्चे पातशाह। भूल छिमो हमरी प्रभापन, भूलनहार कहाँ को मौसम। हवाए बंदगी आफुर दर वजूद मरा, वगरना ज़ौक़े चुनी आमदैन नमूद मरा। What is the benefit of coming on this earth if you don't do bandagi? गम चे बाशत गफलत अज याद खुदा, चीज शादी याद बेइंतहा। What is the reason for unhappiness, sadness? Is to forget the Creator. And the source of happiness is to connect with Him. Bibi gardeshe bewafae zama, ke barhar baguzad makino maka. See, creation is deceptive. And it's a cheater. Bewafae zama, ke barhar baguzad. As the time proceeds, neither the house nor the dweller in the house exists. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. We are doing the darshan of the Bani of Japji. 15 bodies we have crossed, Sahib. Meeting the Guru, every step closer to the Guru. And sometimes in every body he reveals the ultimate merging of the person with the Creator. And then when we get confused, have we already arrived at what we should be arriving at? What is the focus of life? What is the reality of life as we see it? We imagine life with the issues we have, the constraints we have. Please don't play with this anymore, then I can't talk. Do this earlier. We know life with what problems we get in our life. We make our own assumptions of where we should be going, what we should be doing. And then the constraints we get, the problems which we have, that makes us think and wonder about how to solve the issues. And that becomes our life energy. That becomes our defining moment of life. We don't have any other way of knowing life. If there are no hindrances, if there are no problems, and we don't need to worry about anything, then life will go by without us knowing what really life is. So in this way, the problems and constraints we go through in life, they define us. And how we approach them, how we deal with them, those are the issues which really become our core life-defining moments. But that's not life. We don't know life in completeness, nor do we know life in reality. Issues will get dissolved, or they may come back or go away. But they are not our life pattern, defining patterns of our life. So when in Japji Maharaj raises this issue, Kiv Sachiara hoiye, Kiv Kude Tutte Paal. How do I become truth? What is the exalted and the honored person in creation? How does he get honored? We see people getting awards in the Grammys and being honored and people clapping for them, getting gifts, recognition. That is how we look at honors in life. Issues are that there's a lot of disturbance in this. Issues are that when all these issues go away, the question is, when everything goes away, all these problems go away, what then remains of life? Do we still keep seeking? Do we still keep looking? We will not look if there are no issues. We will not want if there are no problems. So in this way, unhappiness and issues of life and sorrows or maybe problems make us look at life differently. Make us look and ponder on what is life. We have, Guru Sahib raised a question in the Japji, which is being answered in the Guru Granth Sahib now. As we proceed, Kiv satyara hoiye, kiv kudhe tutte paal. How does the wall of falsehood break? There is a wall between us and reality. How does this break? Maharaj says, Hukam razai chalana, Nanak likhiya naal. This is the core question. How do we, if you have to keep doing the setting now, then I can't talk. It's a problem for me. This session keeps interrupted. Kiv satyara hui hai, kiv kude tutte paal. So where Hukam razai chalana. There is a hukam in creation. There is an order. There is a presence. There is a energy defining entire creation in one unison. And what is written in creation is with us. Hukam razai chalana. What is our baggage? We carry. But this is a very big question mark for us all. We don't know hukam and we don't submit to the raza. We don't know what the raza is. We have two different paradigms we live. One is the paradigm of my ego. I live in the ego world. So I live in the conditioned mind where I have been trained to do certain things. I have been given goals that if you do these things, you will be happier, you'll be more educated, you'll be more wealthy, you will be more powerful, and that will lead to happiness. This is conditioning. People condition us, and so we keep walking this path. Hukam razai chalana. But how? What is hukam and what is the raza, and where do I drop my will? At what stage? There's too much disturbance, but anyway. This is how we have to look at life. We need to understand this. We need to focus on these issues. Maharaj has now started a dialogue, 8 podis before this. He has given these instructions to us about transformation, how this raza will happen, how I will understand the will of the Creator and how I will live it. This is the issue before us all. But why do we need to do this? What is the conflict between my will and the Creator's will? This is a very powerful Pauri, the 16th Pauri, explains the structure of creation. How does life come about? And what is Dharam's relationship? And how does Dharam come into life? What is Dharam? So 8 podis before Maharaj started the monologue and explained to us about sunna, suniye, and then manna. And manne we had 3 with 2 lavs, manna, and 1 with 1 lav. So the state of manan and those who do manan, they're 2 different manne. So if I have to change in life, it will start from my listening. And I think we don't listen. None of us listen. We don't want to listen. We keep questioning what we listen to. And we go to the Guru. We are already doing our own dialogue. We are not listening. So one is the seeker. One is the seeker who goes to the Guru and asks this question, has a question, and he goes to seek that answer. And one is the seeker who goes to the Guru and there is no question. Now there the listening has started. So as long as I am already pondering my questions and saying, what is the answer to this? I am not convinced about life. I have doubts about where I am. But the seeker who has no questions, and he sits with the Guru and listens to the Guru, absorbs what the Guru is saying. One question is, what is the form of Guru? Who is Guru? We've gone through that sometimes. Maybe we touch on it today also. But Maharaj says sunana and then manna. Because with listening, my inner transformation happens. And then I become one mind with my Guru. Then I am in presence, in manna. And there Maharaj is very elated. He says, manne ki gat kahi na jaye. You cannot explain the state of this mind. It is very much in unison. And then the next 4 bodies is also similar, because the 4 bodies which we started, sunna, manna, and the next 4 bodies are also similar. The last lines of them are common. But Maharaj has arrived in the word panch. Now we will discourse on that. But basically, what needs to be understood is that the inner transformation of the mind happens when the ego is dropped. And then how it is different from what I am perceiving it to be. I think I need to do something to meet God, to meet my Creator. Maybe this 16th body will answer what I'm doing wrong. And the other thing is that those who are exalted in this creation, those who are panch, those who are rewarded, how are they rewarded? Often in the Guru Granth, these words come that man, panche pave, dargah man, they are got honored. How do they get honored? What is the honor? Do I get garlanded somewhere? Will there be someone clapping for me? What is the honor in this aspect of spirituality? What does honor mean? Because it's very different from the honor which we know. And so we cannot see it. There's a very nice story of a father who sent his son or his child to a guru. And he said, you go and live with him for a few months. I want you to absorb what he teaches you. So when this son or this child reaches the Guru is cleaning some utensils. And he welcomes him, asks him, makes him sit down. While doing that, he's doing the household chores. He's cleaning the house, he's cleaning the utensils, then he gardens the garden, waters the garden, looks after his household issues. And 1 day, 2 days, and months go by. There is nothing special which this Guru is doing. He is not sitting in samadhi. He is not teaching him breathing. He is not teaching him any exercises. He is not discoursing any life issues. He is just living like a normal person. What everybody does, he is doing. So when the child goes back home, the father asks him, what did he learn? What did he or she learn? And the child is very confused. He says, Father, you sent me to this person, but he does nothing special. He knows nothing. He discusses nothing. He discourses on no issues. He teaches no one. I don't think he knows what you think he knows. And the father laughs at him or her. And he says, I sent you to see something which cannot be taught, but you have failed me. Go back now. And he sends them back. What is it that the person had which the father saw and the child did not see. There's no garlanding happening in that creation, but something special is happening. What is it? We will discuss that in this body. We have Ranjit today. Ranjit Kaur will say these bodies. This body, the Panch body, it's a long one and it's a lot Guru Sahib has said. Sometimes Maharaj says a lot. Actually, every line is so intense that it takes energy to even comprehend. And this comprehension is more to do with revelations rather than your own knowledge. So Ranjit ji will read out this body, and then let's go into how life changes after we have done the manan. When we have become one with the Guru, where does the Panch go? Thank you.
Panch Parvan, Panch Pradhan, Panche Pave Dargah Man, Panche Sohe Dar Rajan, Pancha Ka Gur Ek Dhyan, जे को कह करे विचार, करते कह करने नाही सुमार, तौल धर्म दया का पूत, संतोख थाप रखिया जिन सोत, जे को बुझे होवे सचियार, तबले ऊपर केता पार, धरती होर परै होर, तिस्ते पार तले कवन जोर, जी जात रंगा के नाव, सबना लिखिया उड़ी कलाम, एव लेखा लिख जाने कोय, लेखा लिखिया केता होय, केता तान सवालियो हो रूप, केती तात जाने कौन कोत, कीता पसाओ एको कवाओ, तिस्ते होए लख दरियाओ, कुदरत कवन कहा विचार, वार्या ना जावा एक बार, जो तुध भावै साई पलिकार, तू सदा सलामत निरंकार। वाहिगुरु जी।
धन्यवाद महाराज। जो तुद पावे साई पलिकार, तू सदा सलामत निरंकार. When all this creation is gone, there will be only one. There will be no me, no you, no any issues, but the Creator will be there. Guru lives in that moment which is forever, which is beyond time, space and cause. And Maharaj then gives us the key to when he says Raza, Hukam Razai, Jo Tud Pave Sai Palikar. What is it that you want and like? That is the right thing to be done. We have a perception of life which is dominant and controlled by our physical senses, by our physical touch, body. We are fearful of death, of change in time, of loss, because that is our survival technique. If we would not be, then we would not be able to survive. But that is a physical tool. So we use that physical tool in the spiritual realm. And there is our error. Maharaj says, Jo tud bhave sai palikar. We don't see the Creator's presence or feel it, but the Guru does. That's the difference between our vision and the Guru's vision. Then Maharaj always leans on this word Sada, Jo tud pave sai palikar. what is forever. To Sada Salamat Nirankar. Who is absolutely forever is the Nirankar, the Creator. And forever also means that the presence, the energy, the Shabad is present as of now also. So if I connect to that reality, which is ever present, Maharaj, which is always be forever, which was, is, and is not changed by any causes, any issues which we have in our life. Every issue in my life is like a pebble in a pond. It creates ripples in my mind, disturbs my mind, and decenters it. In one of the sessions last week, very aptly it was asked, how does the mind become stable? My mind doesn't become stable. What is the key to it? Well, this question itself is the right one to ponder. But don't struggle in it like a quicksand, because if you do that, you will sink further. Make the mind stable is to make it issueless, desireless. So we must ponder, where does our mind go to? Where does it seek its rest? Because there is always a pattern in every life. And we seek that rest of the mind. Usually the mind will go where it finds solace, where it thinks it will get relief or pleasure, even that. So sex is our choice, our center of choice. We try and decipher what we can in wherever we have, whatever we have. But our vision is very limited. Maharaj in the Asadivar says a very beautiful line when he says, De lambi nazar nihali. Have a very long vision of life. We have short-term visions. Our visions are blocked by our own issues. I have a job problem, that becomes my life. I have a illness, my child is not well, I have financial issues. These become my dominating issues and defining moments of my life. But none of these are life. They are ripples in a pond. The pond is still going to be the same. Once the ripples are gone, then what is life? Maharaj says, sunna, manna. Listen to the inner voice in stable mind. Become a follower by accepting. Raza. Not denying. And then Maharaj has come to a state of being where non-doing exists. Nothing is being done here, but a lot is happening. Panch Parvan, Panch Pardhan. In the spiritual realm, those who have gone through the sunna and manana and transformed their inner mind have done something. There's something happened here, which becomes a moment of ecstasy in creation. These are exalted people. And they have somehow done something which makes them more acceptable, parvan, makes them higher in the eyes of the Creator than others. Panche pave dargah man. And dargah is everywhere. The entire creation is dargah. The Creator is dargah. The relationship between me and my Creator, it's the dargah. And these panches, these people of exalted spirituality, they get honored. But we don't see it. This child who went to meet the Guru didn't see anything happening. In the physical, there was nothing different. Even when we go and meet someone who's supposedly saintly, we try and see what they wear, what they talk, what they say, but none of them has any knowledge of spirituality. The saintliness of a person is not carried in these ways. This is all happening in the field of the man. And we don't know the individual's man until we have connected to that man. Or our man is already connected to the source. Then it knows. So what is the honor, Maharaj? How does a person get honored? There is a door of creation where the wealth of all creation is lying hidden. It is all secured. And nobody can go in that door without Gur Prasad, without the Creator's will. And there is something really very beautiful lying inside. Most of us will just walk away from it without knowing it. We will walk away from life without knowing that inner beauty, those inner gems. Heere jaisa janam hai. Most of us will not see those diamonds of life because we don't have Guru. And if we have a Guru, we don't listen to that Guru. If we listen, we don't practice it. We don't play the game in completeness. We want to keep our ego. Panche pave dargah man. How does this honor happen, Maharaj? So I was trying to see from the Gurbani where Maharaj has said this. All of us are seeking something, Maharaj. We are all seeking in our doing something good, something which will make us happy. So in that way, our seeking is for happiness. For doing, we do something and become happy. But there's a problem with this happiness. This happiness comes with unhappiness. It comes with conditions. And when it comes with conditions, then it means the moment the condition changes, and I will be unhappy. But the Creator is very smart. He has kept a treasure trove within us all, for which we have to do nothing. Where doing is not the foundation. Well, we have to do something, but that's not the same doing as we do in the physical sense. Maharaj says, Atam ras jeh janiye, har rang sehje maan. This is from the Guru Granth. Atam ras jeh janiye. Guru Arjan Sahib Maharaj. Har rang sehje maan. This is the reality which gets opened in the honor of the Panch. The inner experience of Anand is opened unconditionally. Love and happiness is open to them at their will, without them wanting to do anything. All they need to do is open that door which the Creator opens, the grace, the Guru Prasad opens. That is the man. They are not beggars anymore, begging and doing for this happiness, which gets taken away. This is momentary. They enjoy this happiness at will. All they need to do is look inwards. They have a tirath within themselves. What is more exalted than this? Life is full of issues, but in the ultimate, they're all non-issues. A theory in economy says, ultimately, we are all dead. This cycle of life will keep changing, keep moving, but we may not be there. That doesn't matter to those who have broken this wall of the ego and shaken hands with the Creator. Because the Creator is forever. If they have become Panch, once they have learned to drop the ego, then the rest is done by the Guru. Home buje, ta dar suje. And this treasure trove of happiness forever, Anand within ourselves, unconditional happiness and love. These are the two things we are all seeking throughout our lives. All the lovers of the world are seeking unconditional love. They never find it. We are all seeking Amrit, happiness forever. In the physical world, we'll never find it. It doesn't exist there because the physical world is divided in a balance. Otherwise, it's absolute. And if everything was absolute, then there was no creation. So for this cycle of creation to move, there has to be change. And for change, it has to be both poles have to exist together. Otherwise, there will be no change. There will be only Anand. There is no downside to it. So Maharaj has explained this. Atam ras jai janiye, har rang sehje maan. Harida rang, Anand, sehje, without doing. We live that. If we get exposed to Guru Prasad, if we become aware of the inner reality of life, if we have understood Hukum Razai Chalana, I think the Hukum Raza will happen only when we realize this. This is his ultimate Hukum, the Creator's ultimate order, that all creation is full of unconditional happiness. If we live it, we are living his Hukum. And between our will and his will, there is no difference then. The rest of life is a changing phenomena. A writing on water will be gone in some time. In the Zafarnama, Guru Sahib writes to Aurangzeb when he asks this question, Kuja, Shah Akbar, Humayun Kuja ast. Where is Akbar? Where is Humayun? Kuja Shah Babar. Where is Kuja Babar? Where are these ancestors of yours? Where are they? And he says, they are all gone into the grave. Those who don't figure out life in completeness and solve the mind issue of life, Man jeete jag jeet. They are water. They are writing over water. They'll be gone in some time. They're only a time-based phenomena. They are not absolute reality. They will not exist forever. Their egos will be shredded and gone into history books, and that's there where they will belong if they get there. Otherwise, we all will suffer the wandering of life and keep seeking. Keep seeking outside that which lies within us. What a beautiful answer. Panch Parvan, Panch Pardhan, Panche Pave Dargah Man. The exalting in life is the inner joy to an individual who gets exalted. The Anand, the Prem, the Sahaj, without doing. They are the real masters. The rest of us all are beggars. We are begging for this state of being. And we want to keep doing, to keep getting it. And we never get it completely. We get it very temporarily. We don't get that state of ecstasy in any case. If we want to solve this puzzle of life, then first thing we must know is how to listen. We don't listen, we don't get transformed. We keep begging and wandering. Guru Granth Sahib says that like we are seeking, the Creator is also seeking. And he is hungry for bhavana, for prem, for love. So in the Japji, already Maharaj has used the word love and defined it as an important element towards our journey of life. If we love the Creator, then we will give up the ego in that love. If we don't love, then we cannot give up the ego. It will be like a wall between us, like a drop in the ocean which is sealed by oil. And the oil never lets the water inside meet the water outside. And we cling to it in fear. We cling in insecurity. We cling to it assuming life to be what it is not. The Maya of life. Maharaj tells us about life and the gear of life in a different way. How we change ourselves to walk this path, we need to figure out. And we must do something if we are keen to work in this direction. Maharaj says, we take out the words Panch Bhagwan, Panche Pave Dargah Man. Panchakar dekhte hain. These are key elements of life, of spiritual awakening, dhyan. When we are in dhyan, only then we can know the Creator. When we are not in dhyan, we cannot. And maybe better now. I think there is an ethnic land problem. Are you able to comprehend everything? Otherwise, Ji Maharaj. Panchaka Dhyan. Dhyan is an important element. It's like the chariot we sit on in spirituality. Like a vehicle we use to travel the spiritual journey. And Guru Sahib has mentioned this in the Japji at least 2 times, 3 times. In this body, the body of Manjite Jagjit, and then the 38th body. What we are not aware of about life is that the mind has 2 different aspects. One is the moving aspect of mind, which we live in, the ego mind. And the other is the non-moving aspect, which is always in Sahaj, which never changes. So we only live the moving mind. We only live the mind which is always distracted, which is always worried, which is always thinking, but we don't know what is life without thinking. And in this way, we miss out on Guru has again pointed out that the stable mind, the thoughtless mind, is essential for knowing the experience of Shabad. If we are always thinking, we cannot connect to Shabad and know its experience. I'll just change the Wi-Fi settings for a minute. So Maharaj is talking about dhyan. Panche pave dargeh maan. Pancha ka gur ek dhyan. Now, in our life, we always have two. We and what something which we focus on, what we want or which we are thinking of. So there are two. But what if we have no desire, no thought? Then what happens to dhyan? Dhyan is the source of our mind. It's the non-doing Sahaj Man. Maharaj calls this Sun. Sun ka vasa, sagal nivasa, akal kala tarsoi. Pavan ka vasa. So the breath also comes from this Sun. We have to have a practice within our life where we know this dhyan. Because the meeting of Guru and me has to have this intensity of dhyan. Dhyan means my complete energy, undivided. Ek dhyan, not two. Prabh ki ustat karo sant meet, savdhan ekagar cheet. So I am not thinking of something else while I am sitting with my Guru or listening to my Guru or doing dhyan of Shabad. Then I am completely immersed in Shabad. So then the transformation happens with that. And in some of the podis ahead, Guru will teach us how perfection happens, what we are seeking, what everywhere everyone is talking about, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh. How do we get rid of it? My effort? Does my effort make it happen? Or is there something else? So Maharaj says that only those who have dhyan in their life and those who have the ability to focus their entire energy into dhyan will realize the Guru completely. Otherwise, we will keep wandering around the bush. So how do we do that is a separate question, big question. One of the ways is take away our distractions for some time. We put away the agendas and become relaxed. Whatever issues we have, we make our mind vacant of them, so we don't wander into our issues. So life becomes redefined, becomes a clean slate. So Maharaj encourages us to get rest and sleep and then wake up into dhyan. When he says that dhyan after the rest of the first night, pehla peher phulda, phal bhi pacha raat. So the night before you wake up, the bud is formed, the flower is formed, and the fruit comes in the next pair after that. Phal bhi pacha raat, the second half of the night. So here the mind has rested itself, and the issues have gone away of the day, and then I wake up in the dhyan of Shabad. The dhyan of Shabad is the inner reality, is my absolute experience of creation. Because in the Shabad, the Maharaj says Shabad is everywhere. In the Siddh Gosht, Guru Sahib has asked this question, Su Shabad, kahan, where does the Shabad live? So he says, Nirantar, everywhere, all the time. All creation is Shabad. We experience that defined Shabad here. So how do we do dhyan? How do we encourage ourselves to get into that realm where we don't have any thoughts in our mind? Pancha ka gur ek dhyan. Maharaj then takes us into another aspect, that these people who think themselves to be exalted often redefine life by talking about the Creator's measure, how big or small he is, or how creation is. Let me take out the lines. जे को कहे करे विचार, करते के करने नहीं सुमार. So if somebody wants to think about it in thought, जे को kahe kare vichar, one who says and thinks, and in thought wants to find and define the Creator. Karte ke karne nahi sumar. The shumar word is like beshumar. So there is no measure. In thought we can't measure the Creator. There is no way. The thought is the ego paradigm. It is meant as a tool for living the physical life, not the spiritual life. In the spiritual life, thought is inspired by the Shabad. That is our guide. But ultimately we have to be free of thought to know the Creator face to face. To know the experience of inner Anand, we have to have no thought, but Shabad. Maharaj says, Tol Taram Daya Kaput. Now the discussion which Sahib has started is what was prevalent in those days and even now in some mythological writings. What is the foundation of creation? Tol Taram Daya Kaput, Santokh Thap Rakhya Jinsut. Now, what is the reason Maharaj has started this dialogue? He is talking about the foundation of entire creation. Now, the word dhol means the bull. Why Maharaj has used word bull is because in mythology it says that the earth rests on a bull. By what logic? But it says. Maharaj then says, if there is a bull under the earth, then what is under the bull? Then they say there is another earth, then another bull, then another earth, then another bull. Like that, all creation is existing. So Maharaj says, Tavle upar keta par, tarti hor pare hor hor, tarti hor pare hor hor. Under the earth there is a bull, and then many more like that, as the mythology says. Tiste par tale kaman jor. And then under the last bull, what is the strength? How much rests under him? Is this possible, what is being said? So Maharaj is challenging the myths of the day about the creation and the foundation of creation. And what is creation? And how does it exist? Maharaj says, then who is under that last bull? Tell me that. And how much weight can that bull carry? So, in this way, Maharaj has brought and introduced the bull as in the Shabad which we are discussing, Maharaj says, Tahal Taram Daya Kaput. This creation is resting on compassion of the Creator, Daya. It is his Daya, and the Guru Prasad, which is the door towards our inner jewels of our man, also are part of that Guru Prasad, that Daya. And without that Daya, there will be no creation. So, if we are compassionate, if we are sensitive, if we are empathetic, then we are closer to the Creator. Dharam is a very big word. Dharam can mean, if I explain it very simply, can mean one, the role which we have. The dharam of a father, dharam of a brother, dharam of a sister, dharam of a Sikh, dharam of a Hindu, dharam of a Christian. These are the disciplines which are existing in creation. And the other is the nature. What is the core nature of the sun, of wood, of steel, what qualities it has? That is the other dharam. All taram daya kaput. So Maharaj says the creation is come from daya, and from daya comes the dharam and the creation. It is all his compassion, from the Creator's compassion from which the creation exists. All taram daya kaput. And one who has known Santok, Santok thap rakhya jin soot. Soot means to be woven into, to merge with. And one who has stabilized the mind, Santok, he has known this reality. It cannot be defined in thought. He has known the compassion of the Creator. He has known the love which exists in creation. He or she knows the unconditional happiness which exists in creation. Santok thap rakhya jin soot. All our issues have a meaning in the plane where we live. They are important, but in the absolute, they are irrelevant. What is relevant is that in this life, we are able to connect to this Daya and have the Guru Prasad of our Guru, of the Creator, open the door of the jewels of life and stop our wandering, cease our wandering, and know what creation really is, where we don't need to keep seeking it, begging for it, keep doing for it. Because none of our interactions in life are absolute. They are all transient, temporary, and they are half-hearted in many ways. We love and we hate together. We are good and bad together. We are happy and sad. As we flow into life, both of them come to us. Maharaj says, Tol taram daya kaput, santok thap rakhya jansoot. Those who have stabilized, and I think nobody says is better than Bhagat Kabir when he says, Tukdam karari jo karo, hazir huzur khudai. If you stabilize the mind for a minute, for a second, for a fraction, for one breath, you will feel the Creator's presence. Hazir. But that's an effort. It takes an effort to do this. There are ways of doing it. Ho bhi chandan hoi rahe base jo chandan paas. One way is being with them who are in dhyan. The other is the energy of Shabad. Shabad is an energy, stabilizes the mind. So Maharaj says, Gaviye suniye man rakhiye pao. The third is seva, by dropping the mind. Sev karat hove nehkami. So drop the mind in seva, in love, flow in that. In that also these barriers will break. The mind will find its oneness. The duality will go away. So my ego desire needs to go in any of these spheres. The same thing is happening, but with different routes. So when the lady asked that day, how does my mind become stable? We need to indulge seriously in these issues and see which is the one which is more harmonious to my way of thinking or my life or my pattern of life. Be with someone who is in dhyan. I remember going to one person we went to meet when I was living with Sant Niranjan Singh. This sadhu, when he was talking, his talking itself made me go into dhyan. And it was very amazing for me because that experience meant that he was in dhyan and his talking, his sunnah, made me go into manan. And that will happen to all of us if we are open to accepting the Shabad. But we don't want to accept the Shabad. We are in denial of listening also. So Maharaj says, Tol taram daya ka poot, santok thap rakhya jinsoot. Je ko buje, ove satyar. So the question which Maharaj asks in the beginning of the Japji, kiv satyara hoiye. Once you have realized this, bhujana means more than thinking, means knowing it, living it. Je ko buje, ove satyar. That person becomes the satyara, the one who's dropped the ego. Je ko buje, hove satyar. Tavle upar kita par. Then he goes back to this debate, which was this question in mythology. And he asks them that this bull and earth mythology is not relevant. The Creator's compassion has created the creation. Daya is the father of all creation. Tol taram daya ka poot. And santok, these three are the elements where we can meet our Creator, where we can know and go beyond our issues of life. How much energy we put in our day-to-day issues. This doesn't take that energy. It takes dropping the ego. Tarti hor pare hor hor. Tarti hor pare hor. The earth, then the story of bull and earth, Maharaj says, Tiste pahar tale kamanjor. Then how much can the weight of the last bull carry? And what is under that last bull? So he breaks this myth. Ji jaat ranga ke naam. Then Maharaj says that those who think they know, they want to write about the Creator, measure. Sabna likhiyan budi kalam. With their moving pen, they want to Woody Kalam, moving pen. With their moving pen, they want to write about creation. They want to define it. They want to say how many earths there are, how many, whatever animals there are, all about creation. Sabna likhiyan budi kalam. Eh lekha likh jane koi. If someone knows the entire description of creation, the entire volumes of it, and how big would it be? Lekha likhiya keta hoy. If that is written down, how much would it be? How big of a volume will it be? We've seen the internet full of knowledge. It's huge, it's infinite, but yet it is not complete. Still more is getting added. So Maharaj says it's immeasurable. The measure of creation, measure of the Creator is not possible in thought. It can't be described. It can't be defined. So Maharaj says, Lekha likhiya keta hoy. Keta taan swale roop. How much strength and how beautiful the darshan of the Creator. Keta taan swale roop. Maharaj. ਧਰਤੀ ਹੋਰ ਪਰੇ ਹੋਰ ਹੋਰ ਤਿਸ ਤੇ ਪਾਰ ਤਲੇ ਕਮਜ਼ੋਰ ਕੇਤਾ ਤਾਣ ਸਵਾਲਿਓ ਰੂਪ ਕੇਤੀ ਦਾਤ ਜਾਣੇ ਕੌਣ ਕੂਤ. And then how much of the dat we get, how much gifts we have got in our life of creation. Who can measure that? How can you measure that? It's not measurable. So the gifts of creation are not measurable. The strength is not measurable. The beauty and the depth is undefined. So thoughts and our paradigm of intellect falls very short of meeting the abilities of the Creator. They are very far. We don't know the Creator's reality in the thought, but we can experience the Creator's presence. Kita pasao, eko kovao. The entire creation is created from one breath, one word. He doesn't say which word, but in one order. The entire creation happens. With the will of the Creator, it all has happened. Tiste hoy lakh daryao. And from that, many rivers are flowing. Rivers of creation, many lives, many patterns, many journeys. They are all happening. They are all happening in infinite ways. The Creator's presence is felt in creation in infinite ways. Tiste hoy lakh daryao. All our lives are, every life is a journey of a river. Every river is a journey of life. Maharaj says, Kudrat kavan kaha vichar. How can we think about the Creator and the creation? Vaarya na jawa ek var. And I cannot submit to this creation even once in completeness. Vaarya na jawa ek var. Jo tud pave sahi palikar. Whatever you may want, whatever the Creator wants, that is the will to which I submit. Tu sada salamat nirankar. And I will then know that the Creator exists forever. And the nature of His creation can be revealed in my experience of meeting the Creator without the ego. Jo tud pave sai palikar, tu sada salamat nirankar. All our issues, our life patterns, our journeys into many lives, many relationships, many exchanges in this life we have, they are not absolute. They don't have very much depth unless they are spiritual. Unless we have known our own spiritual experience, this meeting in life will be very transient, will be more physical. And like Maharaj asks then, where is the Creator? Where is creation? Where are all the kings who were here? We don't know. We had a friend who just passed away. Where is he now? We don't know. We are not aware of creation. We don't know how life is flowing. But we can know. We can know because if we journey into our inner mind and the Gur Prasad is revealed to us, then we find a treasure trove of knowledge and more than knowledge of the happiness forever, unconditional love and happiness. and I rest my mind in the Creator's presence. Tu sada salamat nirankar. I drop the ego and merge in that. Maharaj calls it samana, merging. This is the only other way. And this is revealed through Shabad, the experience of Shabad with us. So Maharaj explains this, that the Creator is forever. He or she is the only energy which will always be. The rest of all of us are only meaningful if we have realized the Creator within ourselves. Otherwise, we are all conditional being, temporary, transient. We have a presence in that time, in that cause. So space, time and cause is our defining moment, and they keep changing. But we have the ability to transcend it. Panch Parvan, Panch Pardhan, Panche Pave Dargah, and get the honor of creation, meeting the Creator's Daya. Tall Taram Daya Ka Poot. The whole creation is flowing from the Creator's Daya. This is the reality we need to live. And this changes our perception of our relationship with the Creator. Because we don't live this. The way we live is that we are the center of our creation. We don't live that there is a compassion behind our ability to live. There is a hukam full of love, full of happiness. And that experience comes unconditionally, without reason. It comes to us in non-doing. We don't have to do for that. For that, we need to be in santok and sahaj. This is what Maharaj means when he says, "Ki thirgar baiso har jan pyare. Satgur tumre kaaj saware." Make the mind stand, stable, and all the issues will be gone. There are so many issues, but they don't define us anymore. There may be issues, but they will not be our defining issues, and they will not be a hindrance to our happiness. They do not block our happiness. Manne marg thak na paye. Manne marg thak na paye. There is no hindrance on his way. Manne patsyon pargat jaye. And in the journey, he is already rewarded by his inner jewels. Now we need to choose this. How we live and how we define our life and how we interact between life and spirituality and how we let what dominate our energy. But in this way, Sant Niranjan Singh Ji used to tell me that in the evening you close your files. Let all your issues go away and let the energy go inward. Let it journey within you. We need to find our time, our space, our method. It will be different for all of us. But in some ways it will be the same. But yet the journey will be different. The door will be the same. When we meet Guru, we meet everyone. We never separate them. Because we have then become part of all creation. If we don't meet the Guru, we never meet anyone forever. We only meet temporarily. We can choose to keep meeting. But then those meetings will also become banal. They will lose their energy. They will lose their continuum. Because life changes. And we are only interacting in the ego world, which doesn't have too much depth. Maharaj will tell us in the Pauris ahead, Man jeete jag jeet. You want to win the world, win your own mind. And this needs to be figured out. We can use breath as a tool, Shabad and breath. Or have a platform where we can sit for some time every day and meditate on Shabad, sing it. The dhyan will come. The other thing is that we are very eager, too eager. Want it happen too soon. We want it immediately. We want the results. We don't have patience. But Maharaj says, Santok, tha par rakhya jinsut. Be patient. Santok means stable and patient both. Dheeraj is the word which Maharaj uses in the 38th Pauri. Be calm, be relaxed. Don't be wanting. If you're wanting, you go back to ego. This will happen. And it will not be happening with my effort. It will happen with my letting go. The Guru will meet when I throw my wall down. Guru is everywhere. There is no place where Guru is not. But it's my own walls which are a hindrance to my life. And then I have built issues on those walls. And those issues have become bigger than life itself. Life will be gone, the issues will remain. My father used to have a factory he ran. And when he was in the end of his phase of his life, he used to say to me, when I am gone, you will close my factory. And I used to discuss with him that is your being more important than the factory? My issues will remain and I will be gone. How does that become relevant? What is the logic behind this? But that is how we are. We feel the issues are us. The problems, what will happen to my children, what will happen to my career. I will be gone, I will still be worried of these issues. And it happens like that often. That the person doesn't depart from the physical till some of those issues are closed. I've seen this happen a few times. When the issues are very intense, till those issues are closed, the person doesn't take rebirth. That's not, I don't want to divert from the main subject. But the main subject is to first learn how to go into dhyan and then bring Shabad into our lives. Sit one day and drop the world. Moond liye darwaze. Maharaj says, just shut the doors. That's how quick it is. You have committed your issues, your thoughts to 1,000 issues. No problem. Break them in a second. Moond liye darwaze. Shut the door. And let the energy go in. Baaje le anad baaje. And the celebrations of inner life will happen. Panche pave dargah maan. Sorry about the disturbances of technology, but I'll try and improve this the next time. Thank you for being here. This Panchdi Pauri is an amazing journey for Guru Nanak Sahib to hear from Sahib and to understand. But I can never do justice to such an intense discourse which Sahib has given us, the words which Guru has given us. All I can know is that maybe you need to change some things about myself. So I go in deeper into life and don't let my issues block my spiritual journey. We always keep thinking, once this happens, then I will journey. Journey happens in a second. And the whole life goes away in these issues, blocking us. That's just a way of making a fool of ourselves. Maharaj says, Panche pave dargeh maan. Pancha ka gur ek dhyan. Sahib then tells us that Jo tud pave sai palikar. Tu sada salamat nirankar. All world is from his daya. Jo tud pave. That is the right thing for me. I should drop my ego and meet my Creator. At least prepare for it. And there the sada, the love for sada will happen. The unhindered kingdom of Anand gets revealed to us all. Thank you for being here. I meet my Guru when you are here. And in the Shabad we journey into Maharaj. Maharaj is what he is saying. And maybe listen deeper to what he is saying. I hope it will help change ourselves. If you have any questions, if you are in YouTube, you write down your questions and we'll discuss them here, or on Zoom. And then maybe Ranjit Kaurji will help us in the Anand Sahib. If we have no other questions. If there are any questions, you can raise your hand and we can discuss them. If you are on YouTube, Gursimran or Gagandeep will read them and bring them here. So we can talk to you about them.